guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new, hi, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, I do appreciate you coming back to watch another one of my videos. So today is kind of a, I guess you could classify it as like a story time. And this is about when I was going to the DR. So prior to me going to the DR, just a little bit of backstory. I have a Zim passport, obviously. So prior to going to the DR, I did my research on, do I need a visa, where to apply for it, how much it costs, how long it takes before it comes out, so I could plan in advance because I've known about this trip since February. Okay, cool. It's fine. I do my research. If the light keeps on changing, by the way, my hair looks crazy, but if the light keeps on changing, it's because natural lighting ain't nothing I can do about it, to be honest. So I did my research and I'm a Zimbabwean citizen, but I have a green card. And as per the DR's tourist website and the consulate website here in the US and Florida, if you can legally reside or travel within the US, you don't need a visa. You would just go, obviously you need your green card, your passport, you're fine, you're good. Cool beans. Checked several websites, the information was the same, and I was like, okay, we're good to go. What they used to have was a tourist card, which you would apply for, and it was $10. But now every time you buy a flight there, that $10 is included in your plane ticket. So I was like, okay, cool, you know, we're good to go, it's fine. Wednesday morning comes around, my flight left at 6 in the morning from Orlando International. We're going with Frontier, and we get to initial check-in, like you're checking your baggage. I had a carry-on, my friend had a checked bag. We checked her bag, we got our actual printed boarding passes, we head to our gate. We get to the gate, we're sitting, we're waiting, okay, it's time to start boarding. I get, it's a line. I eventually get to the front. I hand her my thing, and she looks at me, she's like, oh, can you step to the side? And
I'm like, why?
Do I need to sit to the side? Like, what's the problem? And I'm thinking, oh, you know what? They probably just want to check my green card because I didn't put my green card. And I'm like, okay, whatever. It's fine. I step to the side. She gives my stuff to another guy.
Oh, you can't go. You need a visa
to go. And I was like, excuse me? And I was like, no, I don't. And he's like, you're not an American citizen, so you need a visa to travel to the DR. And I was like, absolutely the hell not, because, and I pulled up the websites and I was like, the DR's actual tourist website, the DR's consulate website, all this information. And I was like, can you ask your manager, because you're wrong as hell. Like, I did my research. Can I have a manager, please? Can you speak to your supervisor? Can you ask him? So he calls someone and the guy's like, yes, like she can go if she has a permanent, like she's a permanent resident, she has a green card, she can go, she just has to show you the thing, and then this is how you enter it. And he enters it, and at that point, like, I'm so cheesed, like my blood was boiling, because I'm like, number one, if I was someone who had doubted myself, or I felt someone who was like wouldn't stand up for me simply because someone didn't want to do their job and check if it's on the actual DR's travel and tourism website that if you can legally reside and travel within the US, like you don't need a tourist visa. And I was so annoyed because I was like, first of all, do your damn job, because again, if I was someone else who A, I hadn't done my research, B, I didn't know any better, C, you know, like if you're the type of person who's not going to be like, I want you to double check, I want you to do this, that easily could have been money down the drain. And I was so annoyed. For a second there, my whole vacation was just flushed down the toilet, and I was I was like tight, like I was tight. So eventually he puts the stuff in, and then he goes back to the girl and he's like, oh, this is how you check it. And I was like, oh, now you have the knowledge on how to check it, but you were the one talking about, oh, you need a yeah, whatever. When we got to like past customs, we went through Expedia, so we had to meet up with the guy from Expedia so he could tell us where our transport is, and then let us know our transport coming back, because we had paid for transport to and from the airport. So we get there and he's like, okay, cool, at your hotel there will be someone from Expedia, Travel Blue, once you get there tomorrow morning at 9, you'll have to go and speak to him about your return travels and all this other stuff. And we were like, nope, sorry, can't do that, simply because we had already pre-booked for an excursion the following day, because we got there on Wednesday, and on the Thursday was the day that he was like, you need to go and meet with the person to find out what time your transport leaves on the day that you're flying back out. And we're like, no can do, because we already booked our excursion. If we had known that we would have had to do this, obviously we would have booked around that. But like, how were we supposed to know that we would have to go and sit down with someone else for them to tell us? Like, it's a simple email. But he was like, oh, you can also message them, So on the little piece of paper, I messaged the phone number that they had on WhatsApp, and I was like, hey, sorry if I keep looking out, it's because there's someone doing something weird outside my business. But I messaged them and I was like, hey, this is so and so and so and so, we just got here today. We want to find out about our return transport from the resort back to the airport. Can you let us know when we can come and see you? We won't be available tomorrow because we have an excursion leaving the hotel at 6:30. You don't get here until 9 and you leave at 3. So what can we do? Didn't get a text back, nothing. Completely aired me, and I was like, oh. I mean, that's fine, that's whatever. So Friday we ended up like hanging out at the resort, just hanging at the pool, actually enjoying the place itself. So I went quickly to go and see him before we went to hang out at the pool. And once I got there, it was very clear that the only reason why they wanted us to sit down with that person the day after we got there was so they could then try and sell us on a bunch of like other excursion. Oh, and then when we're going home, I didn't know that in order to, because our flight went to Montreal, and from Montreal to Orlando. When I got there, the guy was like, oh, like you need a visa. A visa? For what? And he's like, oh, to go into Canada. And I was like, my layover is 2 hours. Why would I pay for a whole visa? And he was like, he was trying to explain it, and then he was like, oh, it's not like a tourist visa, it's like a little airport thing. And I was like, my G, that's what you should start your statement with, instead of saying you need a visa. Because I was thinking to myself, what the hell? But it's one of those where it can take up to 72 hours for it to get approved. So if you're like me and you're from Zim or from some other African country, sis, like just apply for this stuff beforehand so you don't have to do it on the spot, because it could easily have taken those 72 hours and my flight was leaving in 3 hours, and then I truly would have been stuck. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just thought I'll let you know. My fellow Zim peeps, do your research with the travels. Obviously we already know this, but just if you're going to the DR, if you're not a permanent resident here, and I know like if you can reside and travel within Europe and the United Kingdom, you're fine. But if not, like if you're flying from like Zim or like let's say SA, then you'll definitely need like a tourist visa, because they be playing. They really be playing. But yeah, thank you so much for watching my video. I probably have a vlog either before or after this, but there's a vlog coming. Yeah, see you next week. Like I said, new videos every Sunday. I'm trying to be a consistent queen. It's hard because I don't do anything, but yeah, new videos every Sunday, so there'll definitely be a video next week Sunday. But yeah, thank you so much, and again, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification, whatever the YouTube girls say, hit the notification bell, so you get notified whenever I upload a video. If you haven't already, check out my last almost 12 videos, I think. Like, you're already here, you may as well tell your friends, tell your families. If you're with it like that, share on your Twitter, your IG, just saying. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you have a good rest of your week.
Thanksgiving 1995, I found out that I was going to make $10 million.